Hi guys, I'm Igor. I provide market commentary before market opens and my stock picks and options picks for the day. Today is January 30th, 2020, and here's what's happening. GDP came in at 2.1% versus 2% expected, so that's a benign number. And also jobless claims came in as expected at 215,000. So the headlines are dominated by the outbreak of the coronavirus. And frankly, I'm surprised that Wall Street has been pretty much ignoring this virus outbreak for the past couple of weeks. It was just one big down day, and after that, it's just up and up. So I think this virus is a lot more serious than the SARS virus back in 2002, 2003. And the outbreak is reaching like humongous proportions. I think the global epidemic has to be declared very soon because 170 cases in China, lethal cases, and over 7,700 infected. Also, first cases in India reported of this virus. So this virus is very serious, and I think we need to take a very defensive stand positions. Okay, on the corporate side, I'm looking at the earnings. I mean, the slew of earnings came in. First of all, let's start with Tesla. Tesla reported spectacular numbers and also said that the deliveries are going to be easily at 500,000 units this year. So Tesla delivered, and the stock is up another 10%, I believe, pre-market. So this stock is going higher, even though it's been trading very high, and people yelling and screaming that the stock is too high, and it's over the market cap of GM and Ford combined. But this is not GM and Ford. So this is a promising company, pretty much growing at 40 to 50% a year. So the stock is higher, and but during this coronavirus and everything else, and the sell-off that's going to be happening on Wall Street today, I would be careful to buy to buy too high. So wait for it a little bit to come down. But in general, I'm very bullish on Tesla. Okay. On the heels of that, actually, NIO, which is Chinese, it's called Chinese Tesla. That stock is higher, and because Tesla said that pretty much the coronavirus didn't affect their business. So NIO stock is higher, but like I said, NIO is not Tesla, and I would be very careful with this stock. So if you want to establish a position, just hedge yourself by buying puts, for example, and selling covered calls to offset the cost of those puts. So that's how I would approach it. Okay, so another stock that reported is that I'm interested is Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft always reports good numbers, and the Azure is really taking off. In my opinion, it's actually working better in a lot of cases than AWS, Amazon's AWS. So that stock is higher, but again, with this coronavirus craze, and I wouldn't, and Microsoft sitting at pretty much very high, I'm reluctant to buy the stock at these levels. Okay, so I mean, let's see if we wait for it to come down, maybe it's a good buy. Okay, Lam Research LRCX is higher significantly this morning after reporting top and the bottom beat, and also raising their forecast. Lam Research is the technology company that helps semiconductor companies to make their components. Okay, on the heels of that, Applied Materials stock is up, symbol AMAT. Okay, that stock trading reasonably actually, and I would be interested to buy and to trade the stock up. Okay. Another stock that I have to mention is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola reported very good numbers, and they also actually they reported online numbers, but they beat in revenues, and they said that the market share gain was the biggest as they remember. So that's a very defensive stock, and in this environment, that could work well. Okay, another stock that's defensive stock that's reported is Verizon Communications. Okay, Verizon lost the. Anyway, Verizon Communications. Verizon reported not so great numbers, but they beat on revenue and pretty much it's a very defensive stock and it could work well in this environment, even though it's down pre-market. Okay, so another stock is I'm looking at is Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly reported really good numbers, top and bottom beat by actually beat by 21 cents. And drug makers are in good shape, I think, at this point. And in this environment, they work well. Eli Lilly is a buy, in my opinion. So that's that. And another defensive stock is HSY, which is Hershey. Okay, so Hershey reported beating by 4 cents. And that's a very good defensive stock that could work in this environment. Okay, Facebook actually reported as well, but even though Facebook beat by top and bottom line, the expectations were so high and the stock was so high. I mean, that's what I was afraid of. It was all these high, big names that. The expectations so high, the stocks, their stocks ran so high that even though a little slip that the expenses are higher or they will not be as much, they will not be earning as much in the next quarter could take the stock down, and that's what happened with Facebook because they said the expenses are higher and they didn't beat as much, and the stock is down a lot. So I wouldn't be picking up the stock on this sell-off actually because I wanted to come down a little bit more. Okay, so and a couple of more stocks. UNILEVER said that they will be looking at some alternatives, and that's when the company says that it's always an interesting stock to pick up maybe. And actually, Beyond Meat stock is always in the news and always moving around, and it's a very active stock and very crowded name. So, but in this environment with the coronavirus, based on the meat products, at least the rumor is, I mean, the people might be interested in buying Beyond Meat. Okay, but in general, I'm very interested in buying the pharmaceutical companies such as AbbVie, J&J, actually Moderna again. So those companies could do well, and in this coronavirus environment because they're developing vaccine for coronavirus. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's the wrap for the day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button, and I'll see you tomorrow.